Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Elle here. So today's video is, don't know if you remember because this was a long time ago, when I got the Be Perfect x Stacey Marie Carnival 3 Love Tahiti palette. As when everyone got the palette, you get this like little booklet with it, which has obviously just got like information about all the other items in the collection. But on the back page there's like this little step by step. So obviously this look that Stacey Marie created, and then there's a little step-by-step on how to create the look. And I said, oh, it'd be like a good video idea if I actually followed this step-by-step, and then I never got around to it. So that's what today's video is. I've literally kept this little booklet for this purpose, for this video. Like, I don't need this booklet. I can throw it away after this, but like I literally kept the booklet for the purpose of this video, just to do this little step-by-step, and here is the final result. So I just got hair stuck to my lip gloss. That's brilliant. Love that for me. But yeah, so if you want to see how I recreated this look from Stacey Marie using the Be Perfect Stacey Marie Carnival 3 Love Tahiti palette. I feel like that's such a mouthful. The Carnival Love Tahiti palette is what I'm going to call it from now on. I hope you guys enjoy today's video. I'm going to try and keep this intro nice and short and sweet because I usually always blab on in my intros. But I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial. If you do, let me know in the comment section down below what you think. Also, make sure you give this video a huge thumbs up if you did enjoy it. My words always get so jumbled. Oh, that's the doorbell, so I'm going to wrap this up because that might be a parcel. So I hope you enjoy, guys. Let's just get this started. So I've already done my brows and primed my eyes off of camera because I just figured you don't need to see that like 20 billion times on my channel, do you? Let's be honest. So with my base, I obviously used the P. Louise base in the shade number 2, and I don't know if you can tell on camera or not, but I have taken it like up into my temples, just because if you look at the look that I'll be doing, which is a recreation of Stacey Marie's look, she obviously takes that up into her temples, so I've made sure I've got my base there as well, so you need to make sure you are doing that. And obviously the eyeshadow palette we'll be using is the Be Perfect x Stacey Marie Carnival 3 Love Tahiti palette, which is right here. So let's just jump straight on into this. I'm sure I'll say this in my intro, but I just thought it'd be fun to just follow the little step-by-step from this little booklet that came with the palette that I've saved with the intention of doing this YouTube video. But yeah, so let's get straight on into it. So I'm just following the step-by-step to create this look that Stacey created. So first step here, it says start with loading blackberry in the outer portion of the crease and forest in the inner corner of the crease. So obviously we'll start off with blackberry. So this one is the shade blackberry, this really deep purple. So we're going to start off by packing that on the outer corner of the crease. I can't talk. I'll be using a pencil brush to do this. This is a 230 brush from Zoeva. It's stained purple already, so I have just cleaned it, but it's completely stained. But we're just going to start by packing this on that outer corner. So I'm just starting by stamping it into the outer portion of the crease, and also making sure I'm going to take it onto this outer corner here. This purple is like, it's probably one of the best purple eyeshadows I've used for pigmentation, blendability, and like just the actual colour of it as well, because it's like not too pink, like it's just like a true purple, do you know what I mean? Love it. When I am applying the first shade, which with me I usually always start off with the darkest shade, you'll notice that on my channel, but I kind of pack it on rather than necessarily blending it, so I'm sort of like stamping that onto the lid, as you can see, rather than like blending back and forth, because at the minute I just want to make sure I've really got that colour onto the eye. Okay, so now that I've packed on blackberry onto the outer corner, it said, what was it, and forest in the inner corner of the crease. So forest is this dark green shade right here. It's the first one in the palette. So we're going to do the same kind of thing, but on the inner corner. So I'm going to use the same brush, but not the same brush. I'm going to use another Zoeva 230 brush, but it's a different one. It's a clean one. So I'm just going to do the exact same thing, but on the inner corner of the crease this time, and that is just to stamp it on. Also, you want to make sure that they are connecting, so like the green and the, and I listed green and blue, the green and the purple, sorry, they do sort of connect. You don't want to blend them together too much and it become like muddy in the middle, but just sort of, you know, you don't really want like a gap, you get me? Just sort of like this softly blend into one another. So this is what we are currently looking like. Yes, I know it looks a little bit crazy, but don't worry, I'm going to look like this. I mean, I'm not going to look like this in the end. I wish I looked like this in the end. But my eyeshadow will look somewhat like that in the end. Just, you got to trust the process. Okay, so it now says blend out Blackberry with Bloom and blend out Forest with Khaki. Make sure to leave enough space for a third transition colour above these shades. Obviously, like, you know. So obviously we're going to be starting out by blending out Blackberry with Bloom. Bloom is this shade right here. Just a very nice sort of like, it's like a kind of like berry shade. It's very, very pretty. I don't know what happened to my voice then. I don't even know. And I'm going to use this brush from Makeup Geek. It's just their Define Crease brush. It doesn't have a number. That's all it's called. So I'm just going to pick this up on the brush. And I'm going to just start softly blending out the edges of Blackberry. You'll notice now as well I am actually using more of a blending motion, but I am doing it in very small movements. I'm not going like really big with them because we still want to keep this nice and precise. So I am being careful and doing it in smaller movements. And obviously, just like it said in the little step-by-step, make sure you do leave enough room for a third transition shade. That's why I'm doing this in smaller movements rather than big blending motions. I'm quite fortunate to have like a larger eye area, so like it's not too bad for me, but obviously just keep that in mind. If you do have like a smaller space to work with, you don't want to be like blending your first shades up too high and then not having any room for the third and final shade, you get me? What I am starting to do as well, I'm just starting to, now there's like hardly any product on my brush, I'm just flicking out the edges a little bit so that when I put the final transition shade on, it will be easier to blend into this shade, like there won't be any harsh lines, that kind of thing. And also it's just getting that shape sort of down ready, because obviously like if you look, it's that sort of really blown out and sort of winged kind of look. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. Okay, so now that we've blended out Blackberry with Bloom, the next one was to blend out Forest with Khaki, which is, if I can get to it, this one right here. It's right next to Forest, as you can see, and it's just a really beautiful khaki shade. It's probably one of my favourite colours in the palette. And to blend that out, I'm going to use the Morphe M507 brush. The reason I've gone with this brush is because it's still nice to blend, but it's a bit smaller than this one. It's a little bit more tapered, so with us being on the inner corner where obviously there is less room, I can be more precise with it. So I'm just going to do the exact same thing that I did with Bloom and Blackberry and just blend khaki over the edge of Forest. Again, when there's less product on the brush, when I say less product on the brush, I'm talking like hardly anything left over, just sort of like flick the eyeshadow out a little bit to get a more soft and diffused edge ready for when you go in with your with your next transition shade. Okay, so this is what we are currently working with. I know it still looks a little bit crazy, but just bear with me, guys. You've just got to trust the process. Believe me. Right, so we've put Blackberry on the outer corner of the crease, we've put Forest on the inner corner of the crease, we've blended Blackberry out with Bloom, and we've blended Forest out with Khaki. So the next step here is add final transition colour Coral to blend out Bloom and blend into the temples. So that's what I'll be doing now. I'm going to use a Morphe M573 brush to do that. As you can see, it's just like a nice big fluffy blending brush, and the shade Coral is this one right here. So I'm just going to start out by blending Bloom with Coral. And we'll be taking this up into the temples, like it said. The whole like blown out, whether it's colourful, smoky, whatever it is, taking it up into the temples is it's like very, very Stacey Marie. It's one thing that I absolutely love. You'll notice I do that quite a lot on my channel. I love a really bright, blown out, smoky eye. Right, so now that we've blended out Bloom with Coral, it is... Ugh, why can I not talk? I can never talk, my words are just so jumbled. Right, so now we've blended out Bloom with Coral. The next step is to use clay to blend out Khaki, being sure to bring the shadow lightly down the nose to ensure an even blend. So, clay is this one right here. It is the third one in the palette, so as you can see for the greens we've literally gone Forest, Khaki and then clay. So yeah, and the brush I'll be using is from Zoeva. It's a 224 brush. It's still a nice bigger blending brush, but it's a little bit more petite than the one we used on the outer edge, just because again we are working on the inner corner, so it's still a smaller space to be working on. You still want to try and keep things nice and precise. So I'm just going to pick up some of clay and we're going to start blending out Khaki. Just following the same steps that I have been with all of the other eyeshadows. Just going to start blending that out. So I've blended out Khaki with the shade Clay now, and the next step it says here is work your way back down the process again, repeating the steps, adding each colour and blending out as you go until you're happy with the intensity of your shadows and the blend. Which if you watch my videos, you know I always say after you've done everything, go back in with each of the shades just to re-intensify everything and get a really nice intense, how many times I was going to say intense or intensify, intense, like pigmented and nice blended look. So that's what I'll be doing. I'm just going to go back in with literally every single shade and like sort of re-intensify. I need to stop using that word, but you get what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm trying to say. So I'm just going back in with Blackberry now. I might actually start to bring Blackberry and Bloom out a little bit further as well. This is the shade Bloom, and also Coral as well. For the other side, obviously we're going to do Forest, Khaki and Clay, just to re-intensify those shades as well. I'm sorry, I keep saying re-intensify, intensify, intense, I'm sorry. Okay, so I've gone back in with those shades now, re-intensified, sorry. just ignore it, I just can't think of another word right now. So yeah, anyways, I've gone back in with those same shades just to darken everything up a little bit, make everything a bit bolder and a bit brighter. You can obviously do that as many times as you would like. The bolder you want to go, just to keep adding more, but I'm pretty happy with how it's looking. So if we look on here, the next step is add Amethyst to the lid. Be sure to add a sticky base down first to get your eyeshadow to pop. So Amethyst is this beautiful shimmery purple right here. I don't know if you can see that shimmer on the camera in the palette, but it's absolutely stunning. Obviously it does say use a tackier base just to make sure it gets stuck down properly, which is something I do like to do anyway with anything that's like nice and shimmery, just to get a really good colour payoff. So I'm just using the Too Faced glitter glue. I'll be using a Zoeva 234 brush. It's just a flat shader brush, so I'm going to be using this to apply the glitter glue and to apply the eyeshadow to the lid. So I'm just going to, tilting my mirror the wrong way, I'm just going to start by pressing this all over the eyelid. When I've got the most product on my brush, I'm sort of concentrating the product closer to the lash line and also the centre of the lid, and as there's less product I'll start to apply it to the rest of the lid. There's no like cut crease in this look because obviously the colour we're putting on the lid is relatively dark anyway, so we're not cutting the crease. And then going straight in with the shade Amethyst now and pressing this over the top. Wow, that is absolutely stunning, this shade. This is like one of the colours that I've not actually used in the palette yet. I think there's a few, well, I mean not many, but there's a few that I've still not actually used yet. And you just like always go for your faves. I'm loving Amethyst. I've not used Amethyst before and I'm absolutely loving it. Like, that looks stunning. So right, what's the next step? So I've added Amethyst, repeat all steps on the lower lash line and then add your Love Tahiti lashes, get wet highlight and double glazed gloss in your fave shade. So for that last step, I don't have the Love Tahiti lashes, so I'll be using my own lashes and obviously I'll do my skin in a bit. So repeat all steps on the lower lash line. Well, like when we say all, we're not obviously going to put Amethyst like down there, but the other shades. Get some of my P. Louise base on my lower lash line to start off with, because obviously we need a primer down there, because what goes up must come down, all that jazz. I'm just going to use this Spectrum brush, like a fluffier brush, just to apply this underneath the eye to the lower lash line. Get right up in there. Just before I start blending out all the eyeshadow underneath my lower lash line as well, I am just going to go in with Feline from MAC. She looks like she's got like black in her waterline. So I'm just going to put on Feline from MAC right in the waterline. So then we just need to put those same eyeshadows we've used on top in like the crease on the lower lash line. So I'm going to start off with Forest first. Obviously this one we're going to want to be putting on the inner corner of the lower lash line. Being very gentle because I don't want to take it down too far. And then we're going to do the same thing with Blackberry, but obviously on the outer portion of the lower lash line. I feel like I pull such a weird face when I'm doing my lower lash line. I'm like catching flies. And then we're going to blend out Forest with Khaki. Blending out Blackberry with Bloom. I couldn't remember what it's called then. Blending Khaki out with Clay. And finally blending out Bloom with Coral. And other than lashes, that's pretty much it. I noticed Stacey's got like a little brow bone highlight. Can you see it? Like right here, she's got a little brow bone highlight, which obviously it doesn't mention. I think she actually used one of the, what are they called? One of the Get Wet highlighters, but obviously I only have one, which is gold. It's not like that lilac-y shade. So I'm gonna add Starlight and see how it goes. So this one right here, I'm just going to use this little, it's just like a little tiny pencil brush. It's just at the end of one of those Anastasia Beverly Hills brushes that come with the palettes. So I'm going to pick up a little bit of Starlight and I'm just going to put this on my brow bone for a bit of a brow bone highlight. Right guys, so that is the eye look done other than lashes. So I'm going to go off of camera now. I'm going to put on some mascara, some false lashes, do my skin, and I'll come back and show you the finished look. Okay guys, I am back. This is the finished look. For lashes, I just went with the style Bitch Is Back from Tati Lash. did my skin. Lips are Cork Lip Pencil from MAC and Starker's Lip Gloss from Be Perfect. Vehicle reversing. It's gone. So this is the final makeup look. I am absolutely obsessed with this eye makeup, if I do say so myself. So thanks Stacey Marie for your little step by step and the little booklet that came with the Carnival Love Tahiti palette, because I'm obsessed. What do we think? Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think of this eye makeup. Do you like your colourful eye makeup, or are you more on your keep it nice and natural and neutral? Because if you are, you're in the wrong place, because I like mine bold and colourful on this channel. But yeah, let me know in the comment section down below what you did think. Let me know in the comment section down below if you like this kind of video where I'm sort of recreating somebody else's look and doing like a little step-by-step. Obviously I actually had a step-by-step to follow with this one, so let me know what you thought. Let me know as well what other videos you want to see on my channel. Do you want to just see makeup tutorials, or do you want to see anything else as well? Leave any suggestions in the comment section down below. Also, if you did enjoy this video, make sure you give this a huge thumbs up, and if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel, because it would mean the world. And if you haven't already subscribed and you've made it to the end of this video, then why haven't you subscribed? Like, just click that little button. Anyways, I'm gonna love you and leave you guys, so thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.